First of all, my brother and his wife Eniv went to a music festival. They left a 2-year-old baby with his grandparents and wanted to enjoy a peaceful music festival. And when they got there, they had to run away because of a missile attack. They ran into a bomb shelter not very far from there. And a few minutes after they got there, a group of terrorists arrived and started throwing grenades into this bomb shelter and sprayed it with bullets. And my little brother had to watch his wife being murdered in front of his eyes before he was kidnapped into Gaza. And those are my life, or our lives, ever since then.
I'm so sorry that has happened to you, Michael. Can you tell me, do you know at this point, or have you been given any proof that Or is still alive?
Yes, we know that Or is still alive and that he was kidnapped alive and that he wasn't injured. But that's all we know.
And in terms of your little nephew, 2-year-old Almog, who is minding him and how has he reacted to all of this?
He is staying with my parents. Obviously, he misses his parents dearly. He calls them every day. He actually cries when we mention the words dad or mom next to him. That's heartbreaking.
So what do you think then, Michael, of developments today, as Una Smith was reporting there, another UN resolution for a ceasefire defeated, but the United States now calling for a temporary ceasefire in exchange for all the hostages to be released?
I think that any offer that for ceasefire that doesn't include the release of all the hostages is not serious. At the end of the day, there are 136 innocent civilians, including babies, that are still held hostage in the tunnels of Gaza. And I'm all for a ceasefire, and I hope that this war will end soon. But it cannot end without the release of the hostages.
I don't know, did you see a comment from the Israeli Finance Minister, Bezalel Smotrich, today? He said that returning Israeli hostages is not the most important objective of the war. Would you be concerned by comments like that from members of the Israeli government?
Honestly, he and the rest of the Israeli government know that there's nothing more important than the release of all the hostages. He knows very well that Israel didn't achieve anything in this war without the hostages. So I'm not sure where this comment came from, but it's definitely not what he thinks.
If there isn't a deal reached, Michael, and if there isn't a ceasefire, we know that the Israeli government at the moment is planning a ground invasion, or is saying that there will be a ground invasion in Rafah. And again, Israeli Culture Minister Miki Zohar said in recent days that he believed a ground invasion in Rafah could endanger the lives of Israeli hostages. Would you have that same fear?
I feel and I'm worried ever since October 7th. Honestly, I do not know what's the right move here and what's the best way to bring all the hostages back. I'm here to call for the release of my little brother and the rest of the hostages. And I leave the decisions of how to do it to people who actually understand and have to deal with it and decide it.
All right. Michael Levy from the Hostages and Missing Families Forum, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Miriam.